SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
The bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on a Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. You know, he was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't miss-hit it.
Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the book.
I mean, here's the question. I know hockey players are pretty superstitious. Do they start to ask themselves the question of being like, we signed Corey Perry? We did what?
No.
We signed Corey Perry? Good news, boys. We're going to the Cup Finals. Bad news, boys. We're losing.
At some point, you got to win one for Corey, right?
I guess
Get
so.
on the team and like, wow, this guy, we gotta win one here.
The Bostonian versus the book.
Ferrall has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Carver High always likes to make a bet. Carver High, as you know, I have to land between a 2 and a 3 on the Coumadin blood test tomorrow at the cardiologist's office. Last Tuesday, I failed with a 3.2. You cannot go over the 3. It has to land between a 2 and a 3. Are you betting the over and a fail or an under and a pass on the week 2 return to the cardiologist to retake the finger prick?
I guess considering how long it took you to take the pills today, I'm going to go with a fail again tomorrow. You probably fail again tomorrow. And so then what, you'll have to go back next week. You'll have to go do it again next week if you fail tomorrow. So I hope not. I hope you pass. I mean, nobody wants to see you fail. We want you to pass.
Last week when I failed, she said they stick it in this machine and then it goes beep and it comes out with the number and she said 3-2 and I went, Jesus effing Christ! And she was like this. She was scared of me because I get I can be a little intimidating when I'm angry. Sometimes it's not good. But I am seeing him tomorrow. Glad the guy's going to finally check my heart for the first time in 5 months after I died.
You'd think it would get checked a little bit more regularly than that.
Every week
considering what happened,
right? Like
you would think that it would happen a little bit more often. Quick live update. They're at the half in Germany. Scoreless.
Whoa.
Portugal and Slovenia. So nothing going
missed
on
a free
so far.
kick over to goal.
He did. So we'll see if Slovenia can get a shocking upset perhaps there in that knockout round, and scoreless in Toronto for the Canada Day festivities between the Astros and the Blue Jays. They head to the top of the third up there as they're cooking. Toronto wearing the red jerseys today for Canada Day, which we always love.
How old is he now, Ronaldo? 39? Is that how old he is?
You should be close. Might be right there. He was born in 85, so 39, yes.
39 years old, and he still looks like he's 29. And God only knows how he does that with the fountain of youth
basically,
juice.
you see, what they do is that every off season they put him in carbonite like Han Solo, so that he comes out and he never ages at all. They just put him in carbonite for a couple months. He's got like all these freeze trainings that he does. He gets frozen solid, and he never ages. It must be nice to have that kind of money and just spend it on all of that. All right, let's finish the rest of these smaller NBA deals, and then I want to get you to the hockey. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to the Magic, 3 years and $66 million. The Magic thought they were going to get Klay Thompson. They're going to have to settle for KCP down there, Orlando. Veteran presence who's won a championship. That right? Throw that label on him as well as he heads down to Orlando.
He can shoot. There's no doubt he can play.
Yes,
but listen, for my money, I think the kid Franz Wagner's good, and I mean I think Suggs and Anthony are fair to Midland.
Banchero's good too.
I like Banchero. Banchero's awesome. So Banchero, Pope can shoot, and the other guys I think are fair to Midland. I like Franz Wagner, but he's not awesome every night. So basically, that's like going to Guantanamo Bay. That's literally like a 5-year stretch at Guantanamo.
The Pelicans lose Jonas Valanciunas. He goes to the Wizards for 3 years and $30 million. Well, if the Magic are...
He thought it was bad in New Orleans.
What? Wait till you get to D.C. Play for the Wizards. Jeez. The Bucks signed DeLon Wright, 1-year deal worth $3 million. The Suns signed Mason Plumlee.
Oh, he's awful. Honestly, the only thing he's got on me is like 7 inches. He is awful. He's awful.
He's made a lot of money, though, in the NBA. We'll give him that.
One. Wasn't he on the Clippers? He's awful.
He was on the Clippers, yes. The Celtics re-signed Derek White, 4 years, $125 million. But I actually think, Scotty, the bigger story with the Celtics today is that their ownership group is looking to sell the team. Of course, the group led by Grausbeck plans to put the team up for sale. They purchased the team in 2002. I guess selling when it's worth, you just won a championship, I guess sell while it's worth the most, Scotty, I guess. Go ahead.
Well, I think actually, Mike, that the Celtics are worth billions always. And then some moving up the ladder. I think every year, in my opinion, they're worth more money. To me, the Celtics and I could be wrong. I think the Celtics and the Lakers personally are the two most valuable franchises in the NBA in terms of everything: money, history, championships. I can't fathom that being on the market very long. It would appear to me that will be a fast-moving freight train of buyers who, in their right mind, after they just won their 18th title and they're at this valuation, would sell this team right now. I would think people will be lined up to buy the Boston Celtics. To me, that is a cash cow year after year. I mean, are you kidding me? They sell out every single game of the year. They play for 8 months. They play in NBA finals. They win titles. They sell more merchandise, in my opinion, than the Patriots and the Bruins combined. The Celtics are the team in Boston. That's all there is to it. Now, people will say the Patriots were with Tom Brady. But with Tom Brady gone, it's back to normal in Boston. The Celtics are all that matter in Boston, and they're all that ever has mattered. I wouldn't sell that team if I owned it to save your ass. I mean, can you imagine George Steinbrenner selling the Yankees? It just would never happen. Al Davis selling the Raiders? It's not happening. The Rooneys selling the Steelers? It's not happening. You know what? The Rooneys, they're running out of Rooneys, okay? So somebody's got to start having some grandchildren or some babies because they're going to end up having to sell the Steelers. But, and honestly, Mark Davis, how's he going to have offspring? I mean, look at that guy. He needs to do something because if I'm a chick, I'm just not sleeping with him. I'm telling you, it's that simple. But I'm not selling the Boston Celtics ever. And anyone that wants to be rich, go buy them. If you're already filthy rich and you want to be richer, go buy the Boston Celtics. I mean, honestly.
The Bulls re-signed Patrick Williams, 5 years, $90 million for him.
A horrible signing that was. Oh my God, $90 million for that back. Honest to Christ.
The Pacers re-sign Obi Toppin gets 4 years and $60 million.
Now that's reasonable.
Obi going to the bank. Yes, Obi going to the bank.
I think that's fair, Mike. Carver High, come on. Obi-Wan Kenobi's worth $60 mil. Over 4.
I got no problem. With that. The Lakers re-signed Max Christie, 4 years and $32 million for him. The Heat re-signed Kevin Love, 2 years, $8 million. The Thunder re-signed Isaiah Joe. Yeah, he's washed.
Honestly, my man has got 2 knee braces on, and he's literally, when he runs, fumes come out of his keister, and he's got cobwebs all over his hair and body while he plays. I mean, he's like 100 now. And what's he around for? Is he the new Haslam? He's the statue on the team on the sideline trying to keep everybody in check. I mean, honestly, we couldn't get a younger, better player down in Miami than that old guy. Honestly, he's another guy who should be playing Wednesday morning with me.
Thunder re-sign Isaiah Joe, 4 years, $48. They also re-sign Aaron Wiggins, 5 years, $47 million. So 2 of their young guys in the mix. I will keep you updated if anything else happens in the NBA. The only WNBA thing I had for you was Taurasi, who was kind of bashing Clark during those championship games, now loves her, doing things the right way. Future super bride, giving her big hugs after the game.
Rebound from the first rookie triple-double ever in the WNBA yesterday. She played great in Phoenix.
Technically, despite having the most wins in both the AL and all of Major League Baseball, 52 of them for New York, no longer the best winning percentage.
You expect your front offices to hit that gas pedal when it comes time to get a better team on the field post All-Star break, because the one thing that you know from the Yankees and the Orioles is what, Ben? You're going to fight with each other throughout the stretch here, and you want home field advantage.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on a Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. You know, he was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't miss-hit it.
Only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes, obviously, after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire, Pat Hoberg.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Watch out for USA and Canada in 4 years. Like cricket's going to be a sport that's growing.
I made my first cricket bet last week or over the weekend. I was getting a team that was leading like 150 to 5 plus odds. I'm like, I'm up 150 points and I'm getting plus odds. Where do I sign? I love this cricket stuff. What are you kidding me?
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
All right, Carver High. We shift gears and go to hockey because everybody loves hockey.
No doubt, everybody does love hockey. That's for sure. Now, before I get to the free agent signing, Scotty, this just came down from the league, and this is probably going to cause some problems everywhere because people wanted these guys banned for life. Stan Bowman, Joel Quenneville, Al McIsaac, who, of course, were all part of the Chicago Blackhawks hierarchy and front office during the awful sexual assault situations that happened there during their Stanley Cup championship back in the early 2010s. They were banned by the NHL, if you remember, Scotty, by Gary Bettman. Since all that came to light, what was that now? I'd say 2.5 years ago, somewhere in that area.
At least.
The NHL has announced that all three are eligible to re-seek employment in the NHL. So Quenneville and Bowman and McIsaac are eligible to be hired by any teams beginning July 10th. They can be hired back in the league.
Now, who was the coach that just got fired like right before the draft, right? Wasn't there a coach that was let go right before? Was it the Columbus coach? Or no, yeah, it was the guy that Don Waddell took over for that team, right?
Correct.
They didn't hire anybody yet. They should hire Joel Quenneville right now.
I would bet that somebody will hire Joel. Now you're right. It's happened a little late in the cycle, clearly, and I think there's some teams, Scotty, that just simply won't hire him or any of these guys just for the potential media blowback or the optics of it. But it will happen at some point. If it's not immediately when they're officially reinstated on July the 10th, next year or in season, if somebody gets chopped, I think it's very possible.
Well,
especially for Quenneville.
I think Quenneville is a really good coach, and I think he, fair enough, lost his mind with that whole situation, and it was bad. It was a bad scene. What happened with the sexual assaults of all these players? It's horrific, but he wasn't sleeping with them. Okay, so he got blamed for it, but he's not the one that was doing it. He didn't stop it, right? So this is another one of those situations why the coach has to go down with the ship. Now, I'll say this about Bowman. He comes from a lineage, a family, his name and his, history of his family and his success. He is really good at running teams. And again, they had this massive sex scandal and horrible stories of assault, rape, and everything else. It's awful what happened. But again, and I know this sounds feeble, but he's not the one that was sleeping with him. He wasn't doing it. He was in charge, so he had to go down too. But if you want someone, frankly, that knows how to win Stanley Cups, and that goes for both of them, Quenneville and Bowman. Now, this other guy no one's ever heard of, so he might have trouble finding work. I don't believe for 1 minute Bowman and Quenneville are going to have that much difficulty finding work because those two guys have their name on multiple Stanley Cups.
They certainly do. That's for sure. Columbus has not hired a coach, but remember this as well with Columbus. They hired Babcock last year, who was coming off not having a job for a while for some question, now totally different situations, etc. And they had to fire him 2 months into the job. I highly doubt that they're going to want to potentially go down that road again. I would think Quenneville is more Scotty when somebody starts bad, like Edmonton did this year, or like a few other teams. You could see him in November, December, probably get hired to come off the street and try to turn a team around mid-season. All right, let's get to.
I think you're right, and I also would add that I don't believe, honestly, that he would want that job because that's how bad they suck. I don't think he could turn them around. That's another. You know what that is? That's the. Frankly, in my opinion, that's the Leavenworth of the NHL. I'm sorry, they've never done anything ever. They don't matter. No one wants to play there. I still, for the life of me, Mike, and you and I love hockey. You cannot, for the life of me, explain how that kid hockey, Johnny Hockey, whatever his name is, why he chose there to go play hockey. Like, honestly, like this guy's from New Jersey, isn't he? Like, the Devils have 3 Stanley Cups. They're sold out every game. You go play in Ohio? I mean, honestly, like all the people in Ohio, I'm glad you don't have to pay high taxes and your groceries are less than mine. And you got Ohio State football and you have nothing else.
Still very puzzling as to why Goudreau did that,
That hockey
a
team
couple years
sucks.
ago during – yes,
They
they
suck.
do, indeed. I thought, Scotty, that Jake Gensel going to Tampa, 7 years, $9 million per year, was going to be probably the biggest story of the day in free agency. But I actually think Nashville, with all of their moves, kind of trumps it a little bit. Stamkos, Marchessault, and Brady Shea all signed with the Nashville Predators. Stamkos got 4 at $8 million per. Marchessault 5 at $5.5 per. Shea 7 at $7 million per. Talk about rehauling your team on July 1st. What a day for the Predators.
Well, listen, Carver High, this is what I have to say about Gensel. I loved Jake Gensel, and he won multiple Stanley Cups with the Pittsburgh Penguins. But I truly believe the reason he's so good is Sidney Crosby. And I am telling you, when he went and played this year in Carolina, he had a couple of goals in the playoffs that were decent, of some level of, wow, that was a good goal. That was a big goal right there. But he had about 2 or 3 of them. The reason why that guy got paid today, he should call up Sidney Crosby and go, thanks for everything, because I'm nothing without you. I honestly don't believe he's that good. I think he's a great player when he played with Crosby and Malkin and Letang, and when they were on top of the world, winning back-to-back Stanley Cups, and he was, and Hornqvist and all of them, that he's got the fruit of that labor right now in his hands. All that money he got today is because of Pittsburgh. He never did jack in Carolina, and he ain't carrying the Lightning to anything by himself. I'm telling you that much right now, and you know it.
Technically, despite having the most wins in both the AL and all of Major League Baseball, 52 of them for New York, no longer the best winning percentage.
You expect your front offices to hit that gas pedal when it comes time to get a better team on the field post All-Star break, because the one thing that you know from the Yankees and the Orioles is what, Ben? You're going to fight with each other throughout the stretch here, and you want home field advantage.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on a Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. You know, he was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't miss-hit it.
Only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes, obviously, after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire, Pat Hoberg.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Watch out for USA and Canada in 4 years. Cricket's going to be a sport that's growing.
I made my first cricket bet last week or over the weekend. I was getting a team that was leading like 150 to 5 plus odds. I'm like, I'm up 150 points and I'm getting plus odds. Where do I sign? I love this cricket stuff. What are you kidding me?
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
We continue with some of the NHL signings. I love this. It makes, frankly, July 1st, as you know, Bobby Bonilla Day, it makes it exciting that we have all the NHL and NBA signings because, frankly, it's better than talking about the 3 baseball games today and also tennis.
The Bobby Bonilla day is such. I get it. It's always linked to Bobby Bonilla this day, but there's like 25 other athletes who get deferred payments today on July 1st. Like Ken Griffey Jr. gets it from Cincinnati. Rick DiPietro gets $1.5 million from the Islanders every year on July 1st. Like there's so many guys that. And it's always linked to Bobby Bonilla, though. Bobby Bonilla is the only one that makes a difference. Scherzer got $15 million today from the Nationals.
He was he was one of the cockiest guys that I ever dealt with in my entire career. Like he was one of them. Like honestly, he was so painful to deal with. Like I used to have to deal with him and Bonds in the Pirate locker room every night of my life. I covered him for years. And I think Bobby Bonilla and Bonds were both D-heads, both of them. I think Bonilla was a massive D-head, and that's just all there is to it. And I'll tell him to his face, like, you were just an and you know what? Even Bonds admits now when he started riding bikes, like, and wearing French bike team outfits and looking like a fruitcake. You heard me. He actually admitted that he was a jerk. He admitted he was a jerk when he played baseball. He said, I was just like my dad. I was a jerk. And he treated people like crap. And Bonilla was another one, just like him. Bonilla this guy was so cocky, and he really wasn't that good. Like, he was the most overpaid guy ever. Bobby Bonilla. That's why July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day. The most overrated, biggest D-head baseball player ever that was never worth what he made. And that they're still paying him till he's dead, $1 million a year, is criminal.
A couple more. Let me give you the rest of these NHL signings. Seattle spent a decent amount of money today on a couple guys who won cups the last few years. Of course, Brandon Montour was a big part of the Florida Panther Cup this year on defense. He gets 7 years, 7.1 per from the Kraken. And Chandler Stevenson, who was part of the Vegas Golden Knights last year when they won the Cup, 7 years, $6.25 million per. Just my opinion, Scotty, I felt like the Chandler Stevenson, giving him 7 years was probably, I'd say, at the top of the most outrageous contracts that were handed out today on the NHL side. He's a good player, but 7 for 6.2. Let's calm down, Chandler Stevenson. Wasn't exactly Jack Eichel on the Knights the last couple of years. Like let's relax.
Like I would give you Marchessault, and I'll give you Eichel, and I agree with you. There is no way. I mean, that I'm giving that guy. I cannot believe, and I got to be honest with you. I got a problem with Montour's deal too. I mean, let's calm down here. Yeah. He's another guy. And let's just be clear. I think he's good, but he's another guy that was playing in a system that made him seem really good. And when he ain't playing in that system and he's playing in that crappy Seattle system, let's face facts, they don't matter either. And he's going to be exposed, and they're going to be booing for the money they're paying him. I mean, honestly, how many goals do you think he'll score in Seattle? Cut it in half of what he did in Florida.
No doubt. The Panthers lose another member of their Stanley Cup winning team, Ryan Lomberg, 2 years to the Calgary Flames, $2 million per as well. The Canucks and the Bruins basically traded Jacob DeBrusk and Elias Lindholm. DeBrusk goes to Vancouver, 7 years, 5.5 per. Lindholm to Boston, 7 years, 7.75 he got. He got over $7 million, Scotty, from the Bruins. So Lindholm and DeBrusk. Maybe they can buy each other's houses, Scotty, in Vancouver and Boston too, since they're just swapping area.
But I think that the Bruins win that deal. I think Lindholm is a better player, and at that price, look at the price. Am I right? It's 4.75. Is that what you're telling me?
7.75 for Lindholm.
All right, so that's 7. So he got more money
instead of the
4. Seeing 4. Yeah. I'm seeing a different number. So
yeah,
he is a better player. He's worth more money. But when I saw the number, the first number I saw was like, Jesus, that's like a blue light special at that price.
story, Mac, and it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
You know, this guy is the mad scientist. I mean, he's all about green density. So in my mind, I feel like he's going to have the green speeds dialed in, and the angles needs to land them and all that sort of stuff. I feel like he's going to be a good spot and playing the course well. And he's going to be hitting less club into a lot of these par threes too. So I just, we're talking about using a live guy. I love Bryson this week. I'm riding with Bryson.
Only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes, obviously, after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire, Pat Hobert.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Do you believe that Bobrovsky's minus 420 number right now using the FanDuel Sportsbook is an appropriate pricing?
I look at how strong Bobrovsky's been able to be, and he's been stealing these games. And when we look across the board for the rest of the Florida Panthers, there's not that standout player out there. But you got to remember, this is a voted on award.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid. The brighter the lights, the bigger the stakes. Hunt or be hunted. Know your prey. This is a whole new jungle. This is The Lion's Share. Brought to you by BetMGM.
All right, so the Euros and Copas are going on, so you need to celebrate the summer of soccer. It's sensational with BetMGM, of course. How about 33% odds boost available through the Copa Ferrall and Euros? Go to BetMGM, get the mobile app on iOS or Android, or go to BetMGM.com for full details. You're going to love it. The 33% odds boost with soccer during the Euros and Copas. You got to be kidding me. BetMGM styling.
They really are styling. It's amazing. And, of course, you can use that tonight with the United States getting ready to face Uruguay, which we will discuss momentarily here on Coast to Coast. Get the boost pack ready. It is time, though, Scotty. We'll take a break from the signings. We'll get back to it. But how about the Lion's Share brought to you by BetMGM as we get ready? Only 2 baseball games tonight? Are you kidding me, Scotty? What are we doing here with the Major League Baseball schedule? But do you think just because there's 2 games that we're not going to find a couple of taters tonight for the Lion's Share? I mean, come on. You know that we're going to get involved one way or the other. The Mets and the Nationals are going to play tonight in D.C. Lefty Mackenzie Gore on the mound for the Nats. So what are we going to do, Scotty? Have you seen how hot this dude Vientos has been for the Mets? 4 homers in the last week. Beats up on left-handed pitching, plus 425 for Vientos to go yard tonight in D.C.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with that. And they're playing great baseball, all things being equal, since, they own June. They had the best record in baseball in June, and, they're winning. I thought that, the Astros slapped them into reality over the weekend for the most part, right? But I think they can get back on the horse tonight in D.C. I like them to win that game tonight with Peterson pitching.
And on the other side, I'm going to throw this in because we always love when guys homer in their major league debuts, right? I mean, we love that here on Coast to Coast. The Nationals are calling up their top prospect, James Wood, to face the Mets tonight. So he's coming up. Have you seen this dude, Scotty?
Yeah.
6'7", 234 pounds. He's from Maryland. He's hitting .353 with 10 homers in the minors. Let's get him up here tonight and go long at the nice price of plus 875. Can we have a big debut for Mr. Wood?
I mean, this guy's he's like maybe an inch bigger than Mafia, same weight, same size, and he's giving me 875 if he rakes one at Nats Park. Like, let's go with the big money. And remember, Carver High is rolling off a 70-1 hit, so he's got some of that burn going right now. We got to jump on this 875 tonight with the kid Wood, who looks like Mafia at that size.
He certainly is. The other game tonight in baseball is the Rockies and the Brewers in Coors Field. And if we're at Coors Field, we need taters. Let's go. Austin Gomber's on the mound for the Rockies tonight. So let's take the best right-handed power hitter on the Brewers. Some would say maybe it's Hoskins. I personally say it's Willy Adames. Plus 275 for him tonight. Out in that thin air, Scotty. Let's get the tater off Gomber.
Yeah, I like that. I like Yelich. He hit one yesterday in Brewtown, so he's swinging a stick, and you hit the bell on him yesterday, so I'll take him too.
And on the other side, I will take a Rocky. The Brewers are got this guy, Rob Zasterzy, who's coming up tonight, making his first start. So let's go with Ryan McMahon, who's been very good to me on the Colorado side. Plus 360 for him. Late night tater time in Colorado.
Yeah, listen, let's go. And I'm not stopping there. I mean, this is, again, 11 and a half. I could see, certainly more than 3 or 4 home runs tonight. I mean, I'm looking at a 6-pack, maybe even a, Gatorade Zero 8-pack. We could get an 8-pack of home runs tonight. I mean, the ball's going to be flying out of there tonight.
I will gladly throw in Ezekiel Tovar from the Rockies as well, if you want to go into the cupboard with him too. So we've got a few guys that we can get in the mix tonight with Milwaukee and Colorado. I wanted to give you this during the Lion's Share today. Another great performance by Skeens on Saturday against the Braves. He was excellent pitching against that good Atlanta lineup. And now, Scotty, look at the numbers for him here on the NL Rookie of the Year side. He is now down to, what is that? Minus 275 for Skeens. Heavy favorite now for the award. Let's keep rolling, young man. Your thoughts of him on Saturday?
Well, I mean, some people go to light a candle at church. Some people go to pray for themselves. Others pray for their family and everyone to do well. I pray on a daily basis, listening to music in my vehicle, for Paul Skeens' arm to stay in place for 5 years. I pray that he does not have his arm fall off based on the fact that he throws 102 miles an hour on almost every pitch, except his knuckle change. I mean, the bottom line is I'm worried that guy's arm's going to fly off, literally right off of his body. And right at the batter, he's going to have to duck. Honestly, he throws so hard. He strikes out so many guys. He's baffling hitters, major league hitters, knees buckling. They don't know what to do. One pitch is 102. The next one's 87. He is filthy. He is, I mean, in my view, seriously, Nolan Ryan-esque. This guy brings it, and he has 5 pitches. He means business. The guy throws a sinker, a split finger. His heater is ridiculous. His change is ridiculous. His curve is ridiculous. His slider is ridiculous. This guy is filthy. I've already said it. He should be in the All-Star game. If they haven't put him in there already, what are they waiting for?
I agree. He should be there. And when they announced that, I believe we're about a week away from that, where they announce all the players.
They better put him on that team.
Be in Arlington, that's for sure. AL side, Louis Hill's still the favorite, Scotty, but I'll tell you this. He's been hit around his last couple times out. And this Wyatt Langford from the Rangers, who had a cycle last night for them, he has heated up big time and is now plus 350 to where Hill is plus 130. I could see Langford taking that over eventually, Scotty. He's been red hot.
Well, when you're the first guy to hit for the cycle in the bigs for the season and you're a rookie, I'd say you're the rookie of the year in the AL. That's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen there as well. Colton Cowser at 5-1. He's been playing pretty good for Baltimore as well. So there you go. I gave you the Rookie of the Years for you. And I gave you this the other day when we did the Lion's Share together, and I'm going to try it one more time. We weren't able to hit it in that USA game against Panama, but with them playing Uruguay tonight, it's a must-win for the United States. I will go back to the well for Pulisic to score a goal, put the team on his back, and hopefully into the knockout round, and we're getting plus 240 with it tonight against Uruguay. Let's go, young man.
Yeah, the house is scared to death of this bet because it's going to pay. It's going to happen. I'm with you. I feel it. I've already said to you that I think they're going to win based on Uruguay is not going to care. They don't care. They're already in. They've already moved on. And their coach is suspended. He's not going to be there either. They have no reason to win tonight. I know they've all said grandiose things like we're going to do our best. We're going to play our best as if it's a big game. It's not. They're lying. This is a gigantic game for the U.S. They have to win. They are going to play onions out all night, onions out. And I think they'll get it done based on desperation. And I think it's a great bet on your behalf, as usual.
There you go. So the Lion's Share for today. Pulisic to score for USA. Vientos, Wood, Adames, and McMahon all to homer for the Taters tonight. Let's cash them on the Lion's Share, Scotty. Let's go.
And you put a couple more in there, like Yelich, and then the other guy you put in there, Tovar.
Tovar.
The Lion's Share, presented by BetMGM.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes, obviously, after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire, Pat Hoberg.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
You know, this guy is the mad scientist. I mean, he's all about green density. So in my mind, I feel like he's going to have the green speeds dialed in, and the angles needs to land them and all that sort of stuff. I feel like he's going to be a good spot and playing the course well. And he's going to be hitting less club into a lot of these par threes too. So I just, we're talking about using a live guy. I love Bryson this week. I'm riding with Bryson.
Only on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. He's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
11 and 12. I know you're going to get Mafia excited here. Hot and bothered.
You got to put Aaron Rodgers here and the Jets at 11. I would put him higher, but again, he barely played football last season. They've addressed their offensive line. It's not going to be great. The depth at wide receiver is a problem for me. Defense, perhaps the best in the National Football League. If Rodgers plays 14 games, they're probably going to win that division over the Bills.
Ferrall coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
It's C2C on a Monday. Good to have you with us. Don't forget to get the SportsGrid app on iOS or Android. It's free. Follow your favorite hosts like Carver High, and you can watch the network on this thing and listen to the network on this app. It's phenomenal. Like I said, it's free. It's got everything. Stories, highlights, news, scores, in-game odds, you name it. It's on the SportsGrid app. Technology at its finest. Great to have everybody on the radio and TV side today, all stations, all streaming networks, you name it, to join Carver High and I as we continue to roll through NHL signings.
Yes, we will do that. By the way, still scoreless, Portugal and Slovenia, 85th minute over in Germany. So we are looming to some extra time in that one over there. 1-0 Houston leads Toronto on a Jeremy Pena homer in the 5th inning in Toronto for Canada Day. Chicago signs Tyler Bertuzzi, 4-year deal. He gets $5.5 per. Leafs re-sign Max Domi, 4 years, $15 million. Patrick Kane back to the Detroit Red Wings. I read today, Scotty, he's 91 points away from becoming the all-time leading American scorer. Now, I don't think he'd get that in 1 year. I think he's going to have to play 2 more years in order to achieve that. But that is, he's going to hang on until he gets that accomplishment. When you're that close, under 100 points away to become the all-time American scorer, he's going to get it.
What is he, chasing Madonna?
Yes, Madonna has it. He would pass Madonna with 91 points, all-time American
Yeah, listen, this is one of the great first of all, Mike's a good friend of ours and has been, and Mafia and I for a long time. Love Mo. But Pat Kane is one of the coolest guys ever in the NHL. He really is. And no one deserves accolades more than this guy with all of his Stanley Cups and what he's done in the NHL. Just a spectacular dude and great hockey player. I want nothing but good things to happen for him, and that includes even catching my buddy Mo.
The Blackhawks bring back Teuvo Teravainen. He's been in Carolina the last few years. 3 years, $5.4 per. Sam Reinhart and the Panthers, 8 years, $69 million. Of course, we know how important Reinhart was to them winning the Cup this past season. The Penguins stuff, Scotty, let's do all that in a block. They signed Matt Grzelcyk to a 1-year deal worth $2.75. They signed Anthony Beauvillier, former Islander, to a deal. They also traded Riley Smith to the Rangers. So some minor level deals, smaller deals for the Penguins today, Scotty, moving around some of those pieces underneath Crosby and Malkin.
First of all, I thought Riley Smith was going to do way more than he did with the Penguins, with Malkin on that line. At the beginning of the year, they were kind of magical together, and then it just dissolved like Alka-Seltzer. And I'm not worried about them dealing him. I think their other signings are ass.
Look, Beauvillier was very good for the Islanders a few years ago, especially when they were in the playoffs. But that guy's been he's been bouncing around now the last couple of years. Vancouver, Chicago, hasn't been able to stick anywhere. So we'll see if he can stick with the Penguins and give them a little bit of juice. The Kings signed Warren Fogle. He, of course, was with the Oilers on their playoff run. 3 years, $4.3 million per year deal for Fogle. The Leafs got Chris Tanev, 6-year deal worth $4.5. The Leafs also signed Oliver Ekman-Larsson, 4-year deal, $3.5 million. The Islanders get Anthony Duclair, 4-year deal. He, of course, was with Tampa this past year, so maybe to get some scoring. The Islanders much needed scoring on the left side. They get Duclair in the mix for that. There also was another trade today. Jacob Chychrun goes from Ottawa to Washington for Nick Jensen and a 2026 third-round pick. So 2 trades today. We mentioned the Penguin one and that one. And the Sabres buy out Jeff Skinner. He had 3 years left on his deal. That deal never went well for Buffalo. They gave Skinner a lot of money and not a lot of production.
Well, there you go. And now he's an old guy looking for a gig. He'll get one. He can score, but it just didn't work out in Buffalo because they suck.
Yeah, that's precisely it. The only thing I'll mention to you about the draft, and I have a couple draft trades that happened on Friday and Saturday. The Sphere looked pretty cool. They had some really great shots. You've been there, obviously. The place is crazy. It's unbelievable. But I thought they did a nice job having the NHL draft there and all the cool stuff that they could do with the Sphere around it.
It is just so magnificent, that place, that anything they touch turns to gold. I thought the NHL looked really cool. Everything about it was badass. All the videos, all the pictures on the inside the Sphere, outside the Sphere, when the players were drafted. It was as featured. It's badass. I've said it. I'll say it again. It's the coolest building I've ever been in. I've been in every arena, stadium in this country. I've been all over the world at Olympics, everything else, 4 Olympics. I've been to 15 Super Bowl, 30 media rows. Nothing cooler than the Sphere. That's it.
Nothing cooler indeed. Some trades of note from there over the weekend. Utah was very active. Of course, they want to put a very competitive team out there their first year in Salt Lake. Mikhail Sergachev from Tampa, definitely the biggest trade that happened at the draft on Friday and Saturday. He goes to Utah for Connor Geeky, J.J. Moser, and a 2025 second-round pick. That's also how Tampa was able to clear all that salary to sign Gensel today, was by moving Sergachev off the books. Utah also got John Marino from the Devils. St. Louis traded Kevin Hayes to the Penguins. We forgot that with the Penguin pile. But that's another guy, like,
he's old.
He's been around forever, Kevin Hayes. He's
That's
old,
like having
like you
Jeff
said.
Carter again. Like,
Right.
what is
Correct.
happening here? I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, like Kyle Dubas, he needs to smoke some Dubas because what he's doing with that team right now it's unbelievable. Like, are they broke or something? I have to wonder. Like, they must be on the budget vacation because I mean they are pinching pennies. They are getting some crappy ass washed up players.
Vegas traded goalie Logan Thompson to the Washington Capitals. Vegas then got Schmid from the Devils, Kira Schmid, to go between the cage. Michael Buffer was there as well. He announced the 13th pick for the Flyers. I guess, is he a Flyer fan, Scotty? Is that why Buffer did that? Big Flyer fan?
I hope so.
Technically, despite having the most wins in both the AL and all of Major League Baseball, 52 of them for New York, no longer the best winning percentage.
You expect your front offices to hit that gas pedal when it comes time to get a better team on the field post All-Star break, because the one thing that you know from the Yankees and the Orioles is what, Ben? You're going to fight with each other throughout the stretch here, and you want home field advantage.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I think the one comparison that I'd like to make that reminds me of Tiger is Scotty's ability to make shots on a Sunday look like shots on a Thursday. And Tiger was so good at doing that too. In the high pressure leverage moments, he didn't lose a step. You know, he was still able to hit it pin high. He's still knocking down flag sticks. He doesn't hit it.
Only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes, obviously, after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire, Pat Hoberg.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Watch out for USA and Canada in 4 years. Cricket's going to be a sport that's growing.
I made my first cricket bet last week or over the weekend. I was getting a team that was leading like 150 to 5 plus odds. I'm like, I'm up 150 points and I'm getting plus odds. Where do I sign? I love this cricket stuff. What, are you kidding me?
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
All right, so on to some baseball now. Even though there's no games other than these 2 tonight on top of the game that's going on right now, what do you got for me?
Yeah, let me give you at least a couple, Scotty, of the highlights from yesterday. Yankees beat the Jays 8-1 in Toronto, so they split the 4 games there over the weekend. Aaron Judge continues to absolutely pulverize baseball. It's number 31 for Judge in the first inning yesterday on the YES Network.
With a .510 on-base percentage. Judge drives that in the air to center. Kiermaier back, looking up. Aaron Judge is halfway to 62. A monster shot to center field, his 31st of the year. And it's 2-0 Yankees.
I mean, this guy, it's like, every other night. It's like he hits a home run. Like, it doesn't take long for his next one to come off the bat. That's all I know. We've talked about this a million times. This guy, watching this guy bat 5 times a night is worth the price of admission.
It certainly is. He's been unbelievable for the Yankees. And third Yankee ever to have 80 RBIs before July 1st. Some pretty good names he joined, Scotty. Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. Not bad company for Aaron. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Aaron Judge. 80 RBIs as a Yankee before the 1st of July. That's pretty good. The bad news for the Yankees, Juan Soto didn't play Saturday and Sunday. He bruised his right hand Friday night in that play at home plate, if you remember. So Soto, it sounds like everything is going to be okay. Kept him out over the weekend as a precaution. We'll see if he's back in there tomorrow for the Bombers. The Pirates beat the Braves 4-2 yesterday. If you thought I was going to have you here on a Monday and not set you up with a cruise missile, you were surely mistaken. And this was on Roku yesterday. Here's Cruz.
And then we got the changeup. Let's go.
That ball is crushed, and I mean absolutely crushed off the bat of O'Neal Cruz. My goodness, he hammered that. And Pittsburgh now has a 2-1 lead here in the 5th.
I was watching the game. That was Skeens, who you heard with the deep voice, and he was showing the TV audience all of his pitches with his fingers on the ball, standing over by the dugout with his sunglasses on. They were interviewing him. And right when O'Neal hit it, he went, "Let's go." He knew it was gone because it was a rocket right off the bat. That was Paul Skeens' voice. And then you heard Brown calling the actual home run. So that was a little Skeens for you that we slipped in on C2C. Nice job, Carver.
Nice. Deservedly so, especially as we mentioned before, after another great outing by him on Saturday. Aroldis Chapman also set the lefty reliever strikeout record on Saturday when, of course, he's with the Pirates now. Did most of that damage with the Yankees and the Cubs, but still,
he's got to be on
nice
juice,
job
man.
by him.
My man's throwing $1.02 and $1.03 these days.
He's got the gas back.
He refilled, fill it up. He top it off. He filled it up at the gas station.
Phillies beat the Marlins 7-6 yesterday. Red Sox beat the Padres 4-1. Rafael Devers, I really shouldn't play a Red Sox highlight, Scotty, considering that they got pounded by the Padres on Friday and Saturday, but we'll throw them a bone here with Devers on NESN.
It's the 2-1. Devers sending it towards the wall. It is high, it is up, and it is gone! A 2-run home run for Devers, and the Red Sox take a 2-0 lead here in the first.
So learn a lesson. I got burned on this one. When a team's won 9 of 10 and you see them at plus 105 on the morning line, know that they're not winning. I bet on the Padres yesterday. They won 9 of 10, and I bet on them. I put down some money and got whacked 4-1. Of course, the Red Sox beat them Sunday. They couldn't beat them all weekend, but they beat them Sunday. When I bet on them, screw it.
Amazing, it really is. The Astros beat the Mets 10-5 in 11 innings. They had a very lengthy rain delay there, and they came back with the Astros taking care of business. Cabbage had a 2-run double in that 11th. We'll pass on him. Did you see Altuve get thrown out after arguing with the umps? Your boy Altuve, and I believe, didn't he hit a homer to lead off the game as well?
Yeah,
Altuve, he started the game with a homer, and then he got
his money's worth when he got ejected. He was certainly very angry.
And the Rays beat the Nats 5-0. I'll give you a couple more and tonight's 2 games after you talk to Coach here in the third hour.
All right. I got to see what he thinks of all these deals.